Alright, boys, 11 July 2024. You see the time there, 12:54. The old Manticore. Now, there's some people bought this machine as of late when it was on sale. Mind Lab has introduced the old 9-inch M9 coil. Now, some of what you see in this video here will apply to the other coils, okay? Now, the M9 coil can see some targets that the stock coil and the big coil. And even the M8 coil can't see, and vice versa. It sort of works, works all both ways. That coil there, though, for depth is no slouch. Alright? Oh, sharpshooter wants you to be all you can be with your Mighty Manticore. So I want to show you something here. Sometimes you got to think outside the box a little bit. You could even hunt behind another Manticore user, and you might come upon something in the wild, especially a more modern trash mix old site. That modern trash can be a pain in the butt, and it can hide stuff. And we don't like to dig trash when we pay this much money for metal detectors. Okay, we'd rather dig the good stuff and leave the bad if we can. There's always that risk. Manicured yards and public sites, you probably can't dig every swinging signal necessarily. It would look like a gopher's been out there, and this heat, you might get a little hot. So there is some practicality involved here, okay? And you can go back and rehunt a site, changing sets, etc., etc. There's some situations, changing settings in a particular mode, like all-terrain high conductors, all-terrain general, on this machine won't get you where you need to be on some targets, and they're out there, okay? And that machine is capable of finding them. So here's the little exercise. That's a silver dime down there. You see it? Now we've got some fall right there. That's the real killer right there. There's some other fall here. That one there's the killer. Okay? And I'll show you here. Alright. Now, all-terrain high conductors is a good mode to use on this machine. Looking for high conductive coins in a lot of your situations. Speed 4. You might could run this machine at a speed 3, but we're just going to say you're looking for the deep stuff. You're going to use speed 4. Okay. Now, factory notch in the machine. Okay. I may change that here. Alright. Let me tighten this coil up a little bit here. Alright, so recovery speed 4, and not that it's going to matter. Stabilizer, I'll just turn it to 0. Alright. You hear that? You see that meter? Now remember, in the wild, it's, 1 or 2 passes of the call generally, and you're progressing. You hear what you got there? Okay. One region out tunes. We'll turn this profile to simple. I think I've got an airplane coming here. We'll noise cancel again. Alright. 23 sensitivity in the wild. You can probably run this machine 24 and 5 in some places. You see what you got in that meter? You hear that signal? Now remember, I know where that's at down there. I know exactly where that dime is swinging this coil. And notice what happens when I get that coil down close to that foil. So if you was out in a site and you come over that foil real close, now if I raise the coil, ID starts coming up, but it never does get to dime ID. Alright, now we're going to change moods here. Surfing seawater. You see that same recovery speed? Now I got the factory notching, it's factory over there on the left or whatever. Watch what happens here, down close to the foil. Look at there. Every sweep of the coal, boys. You can't fool that machine telling you that dime's down there. Practically scrubbing that coal on that foil. That's out of a cigarette paper, a cigarette pack. You see that? We'll even come over here and sweep. You see that? You hear that tone. Okay, now we're going to go back. All-terrain high conductors. We're going to come from over here. So coming from this side over here. You hear that? Now remember, I don't have any notch in this machine, okay? Or disc. What we'll do here, for the sake of this video, let's put some in here. Let's just say you don't even want to nick a window. Let's say you're looking for the old silver. Let's just say you're going to notch the machine to 65. You see it in there? What do we get on this? Well, let's come over here. You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm doing? So you can see per sweep of the call, you know, you don't know where that's at. You're out there, you know, you're totally in the blind. Hover sweeping. You see where that dot is over there? Alright. Surfing sea water. Speed 4. We'll put the same disc notch in it. Just to show you. Has sharpshooters seen what you're going to see here in this video in the wild? Absolutely. Sharpshooter was testing this thing. Alright, we got the same notch in it, same speed surfing seawater. You hear that? Look at there. Every pass of that coil. There's no playing pin to tell on the donkey with that dime down there. Alright. Now you can't ground balance this. But milder ground, you know, up to maybe medium, you're going to get some benefit running this program right here. Alright. Now, we're back in all-terrain high conductors. Speed 4, and I've got that same notch in there. Sweeping the call. Let this car get by here. Now we're going to come back over here. We're going to sweep. Now that's basically that one piece right there that's above that. I got pretty close to that fall on that sweep there. See it, hear it? So coming from the left over here, listen. You hear that? Alright, now I'm going to remove this piece of foil right here. The machine hadn't been touched for settings. What happens now? You hear that? Now it's behaving like surfing seawater did, except the foil's not there. Something for you to think about using this fine piece of equipment right here. Okay, now I will say this. You're going to find this More troublesome when it comes to EMI compared to ultramarine high conductor on average. And I will even go as far as to say this. I have located targets in sites that I suspected, I'd been in there before with a lot of other detectors. And I located some targets with surface seawater. It got my attention. Reading 68, 66. Some of those targets, actually, when I transitioned to ultramarine high conductor, sounded better and gave a better ID. Some of them. But it also works the other way around, too. Alright? So you users of the Manticore, don't forget about that right there. Could pull you a few goodies. Alright? And that's with any call on this machine, by the way. Of course, the heavier the modern trash, the smaller calls, 9 and M8 might do better, depending. And it may not be a depth factor you're really, it could help you with some depth. Targets mass deeper under some foil. That's going to conclude the video. I hope everybody has a nice day.